as recording, we are back. At one point, my laptop just decided to shut down. We only missed, kind of like, again, just that quick recap. Thinking of plans, creation, and items to break out of the prison. Bob, Tulio, and Moses, you have been singled out.
Do I have Donna's hairpins right now, or does she still have them?
You have the hairpins.
Okay, good enough.
They're bringing the three of you out of the cells, looking at you three. Right, time to earn your keep here. All of you watch. They are going to take them down.
Or you could not keep us. We could go home.
He's going to punch you for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Shut up! Boom! And just kind of like right hard in the gut until you feel that wind knock out of you.
Okay.
I need you all to come along.
All of us?
Just the three that you got. The other three, you watch, they relock the door, taking the keys with them. As the three of you are brought around the corner,
And our
you see
prize cow.
a
For lack of a better word,
gigantic
prize chicken.
prize chicken.
Fried chicken.
What do you do?
Our prize Moses-y, chickeny, tomato-y chickens.
Hunky's like, why did you have to say that? I'm so hungry.
You see a gigantic room, 50 feet in radius, with tens upon tens of Hebrews that are in this giant, very similar to what we would know as a wheat grinder area. About 6 wooden spokes are driven and are slowly grinding. And you can tell there's that definite, like, oh, there's not a lot of, like, or there's not a lot of ease. There's that resistance. As in the center of the room, this beautiful, glowing sapphire sits pressed between 2 monolithic stones and is slowly crushing and grinding it as it spins. The dust is slowly collecting and pooling like wine, slowly running off into these large barrels that you see as the barrels slowly get filled. Guards come and grab these barrels and bring them out. Bringing in, one of these guards is going to look at you, Bob. Right, little tomato, what can you do?
I can grind. No one's business.
What? You're a tomato.
What did you say?
I need you to make me a deception check. I'll let you know why.
Like nobody's
It's only DC
business.
10.
DC 10.
You said that so cocky
Tomatoes in the
too.
garden.
I've never thought I would hear Bob the tomato say that.
Oh no, and then it just like
Right.
pushes his glasses up like, I'm ready.
Like nobody's business.
Just your belly? Are you fat in your belly?
Okay, my nephew started doing something hilarious for entertainment.
13.
He has
13.
thunder thighs, and he has to go like
They
this.
believe you. Right, and are going to lash you to one of these poles, and you're going to have to hop along and pull it with you. You definitely aren't big enough to push. It's that, like, you're going to be in front and are just straining to pull it. Tulio, no questions asked. They're definitely going to lash you up. The guards see you, Moses, as they brought you in.
Do you remember what dinosaur says?
Oh,
Which is ironic because I'm pretty
we
sure
want you to feel comfortable here, oh mighty prince of Egypt. Come with us, and they both grab you harshly underneath your armpits, dragging you right up next to one of these spokes, which you realized only had one other person on it. Like, everyone else had, like, 10, 12, like, helping push. There is a spoke with one. And you see the wiry, taut form of your brother Aaron, emaciated as bare muscle and bone, as he is single-handedly pushing one of these spokes. As they put you on the, they kind of lash you, lock you, and next to Aaron. We wouldn't be doing our job, oh noble prince, if you didn't get to see your family. And they both spit at you. I need the 3 of you on the lash to make me athletics checks.
I'm gonna rage.
Gonna rage.
Yeah, this is
Me
not
too,
gonna
buddy,
end
me
well.
too.
Can I guidance myself?
You can't guide yourself.
Well, it probably won't roll a nat 1, so I'm not even going to roll guidance. I will keep that.
So that one.
So that's a 0.
Zero.
I'm negative. Yeah.
And
Tulio gets a 0.
That is 5.
5.
Alright. I have advantage on strength checks. And you said athletics?
Yes, this is athletics, right?
Good job, buddy.
Okay, so glad I had advantage. Dirty 20.
Dirty
Nice.
20. I will let you know, this is a very interesting check. There was a DC 10 to beat, but a DC 15 you do not want to overbeat. I'll let you know. It's a bit interesting. Tulio,
Because
you
you
get a
showed
0.
too
You
much.
start pulling, nothing. You're going to take 4 points of damage as whoosh, whip across your back. Faster! We need this ground today, slave. Bob, you're going to take 2 points of damage. Whoosh. You said you were the best grinder. Move, vegetable. Moses, you start pulling and watch as immediately Aaron, who was not expecting this surge of help, falls completely to the ground, kind of biffs. They go, hey, no, that's not fair. You took too much of the burden off him. You get whipped for 2 points of damage. Moses have to 1 as no need to be a hero, O Prince of Egypt. As
That makes
you
sense,
can't do
actually.
too good, otherwise that looks bad. But obviously they need you to pull your weight.
Good job, buddy. Good job,
Moses, as there, Aaron is going to have that stop because the guards aren't going to help Aaron up off the ground. As Aaron looks
Oh, not
up
in
at
your
you,
mouth.
you see his eyes just cloud over.
Oh, not in your mouth.
Would you extend a hand to try to help him up? He will take it, but as he does, he allows you that just like pull up, and then kind of pushes you off and goes back to the pipe and just starts pushing. He doesn't say anything.
Did he recognize him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just pissed. I would be
Yeah.
pissed. Let's be honest.
All the Hebrews kind of hate me.
Everyone,
Literally
everybody hates Moses.
Everybody of always
The
is
moment
hating
everybody here
Moses
doesn't
right
like
now.
Wild, right? But as Tulio and Bob, you are pushing Moses. Would you try to say anything to Aaron?
Let's see. Yeah, I'd probably just go. I'm sorry.
Pushing.
Sorry, brother.
About what?
I let you down. I let Miriam down. I let our people down. I let God down.
What did we do? What have we done?
It's the understatement of the millennium. As he just, again, you can tell his body is just in one state of mind. It's push and push and push. I will say all 3 of you know checks need. As you are pushing, every so often you can tell that like progress seems to be made of like slowly grinding away at the sapphire. Like dust is running off, but the sapphire never gets smaller.
Oh.
Interesting.
As this is pushing, you see Aaron. So, what brought you back? Euros? Food? What?
Did you hear about a star falling?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. It was a little bit before we got captured. Yeah.
What happened?
Well, in a nutshell, and he's gonna kind of tell you, after you left, for lack of a better word, immediate splintering among the tribes. A few left. The tribe of Judah and Benjamin went off to the mountains near Midian. The tribes of Levi and Naphtali kind of spread out. And again, many people did. When I say tribes, I do mean just the majority of. There was a lot of just like, go. The remaining 9 tribes of Israel did wander a bit back towards Egypt. A lot of the thought process that Aaron will explain is, hell, maybe we find someplace far enough outside of Egypt that will be fine. But he will explain one day when they were at the river starting to make these encampments, they saw the meteor fall, and a week later, the Egyptians found them,
That's kind of wild.
brought them to Egypt, and he kind of brings up again as hours are passing. Try and tell you the story again. This story is being told very slowly.
Yeah.
I need another set of athletics checks for the party, or from the 3 that are lashed.
Yes.
Remember, Frazier, you could take the lower of the 2. It's your choice.
Ooh.
Because to like not beat the 15, but like yeah,
You said
Yes.
Athletics?
athletics.
I get
I'll
between
take the
a 10
lower of
and a
the 2
15.
for a 10.
10. That beats exactly. You're good.
12.
12. You're good.
5.
5. Tulio, you get whipped for another 4 points. Goodness gracious. Of damage.
Give me a sec. 9.
9 points.
That's not
As
There goes
hours
the
pass,
bag of strength.
Aaron kind of as bring it. They found the people. We
Well,
could
that
shove them.
conversation's
They
happening.
brought.
Can I interrupt you fast? Can Bob or somebody make like an investigation or arcana check on like what other properties does this glowing
Yeah.
magical
Sure.
sapphire have?
If you want to.
I mean, I don't have good investigation or arcana or like anything, but I figured Bob could. I just wanted to
You
volunteer.
can
to do
whisper
that.
over to Bob, like, check out. Yeah,
Did I do investigation?
go for it. Bob, you stop for even a moment's work. You take 3 points of whipping damage.
Can I still do the investigation?
Yes, you can. Oh, yes, I should clarify. You can. It's just that they're like
There are
waiting. Like you
consequences.
can't stop and make any check besides that play. Like even the idea of I'm gonna look around. Nope. Like ooh, what about this? Nope. I'm gonna cast a spell. Nope. 18. As you take these 3 points, there is heavy magic in this room. Again, the dust filling the air, siphoning off these granules down into the barrels, feels insanely elemental of magic.
Good job.
But it's hard to tell on just the 18 without higher spell work
Yeah.
what's happening now. Whereas this thing isn't breaking, but it is being ground, for lack of a better term.
Makes sense.
Aaron kind of said, they brought their whole armies, and we were brought back. And then I was put here. And I've been here for 4 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days. As you see, he says this. There's like tears in his eyes, but that just as he blinks, they're just reabsorbed. His body just can't afford to cry. And just that
Aw.
dehydration
Yeah.
of. And it's just going. I have heard enough about the outside world. I understand we're in denial now, but I haven't heard much. Except. Yes.
Are we all pushing the same?
Same thing. Around it's you, Tulio, Bob, and Mos. You're all on different spokes
Yeah,
in this
there's
like
four
triangle.
This is like full beginning of Conan the Barbarian.
Exactly.
I'm really
It's-
trying to
yeah.
figure out how a tomato is reaching the.
Well,
They-
do,
It's like
do
Leather
Right.
strap.
Right.
It's basically like a pack mule of instead of pushing, we're gonna put you in front of the pipe, and you're just gonna hop and try
Oh,
to
so
pull.
there's like a harness or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, this doesn't.
They have to make the harness. I will say it's very cute. It's like very much you could use it for a slingshot, but it's just like we're just gonna put it around your belly and just hop, buddy.
No,
Honestly, it's
it's
probably
literally
made from
slingshotting
a
Bob into somebody's
slingshot.
face.
David and Goliath
I mean-
style.
I mean,
But
to-
that would probably kill Bob. More
Yeah.
damage than the person
Uh,
getting hit.
as
Stone skin on Bob.
Yeah.
Aaron just so you came for that meteorite piece. What did God have another mission for you?
God hasn't spoken to me in a long time.
Good.
Oh.
Sorry. You see, he immediately like no check. He kind of realizes as he said that very no filter. Just I didn't mean that, Moses. I just
You're all right.
listen. If you get the chance, just get out of here. There's nothing for us here. As he's just pushing around.
I'll do what I can. Do you know what this is for that we're grinding?
You see, kind of looks something the Egyptians found. High artifacts. As far as I can tell, they're using it to coat the city in something.
Coat the city.
In the paint.
Yeah.
We got this
It might be what keeps us in the
We
night.
got this city in mysterious pain.
Can you roll a check on that? Because it was a smart idea.
Yeah, make me an insight check.
City in
No, I mean,
mysterious
because he was the one who thought of it.
Moses,
Just to
do you
see
want
if
to make
he's
an
right.
insight check?
Megan, how good is your insight?
+1.
I have a +1 as well.
Let me like double check.
+6.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh no, my insight's a +3. I was thinking of.
Oh,
something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Okay.
So So Bob does have the +6, and again, you can whisper because this is also the conversation. It's that whispering of when you're not on the side the guards are on. It's that like this is what I know.
Yeah.
Push, 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 push.
So, yeah. So you said strength was keeping the city afloat.
Yeah.
It's an
So,
insight.
Bob, apparently you can make
Okay.
an insight if you want.
If you want to, Tulu, you'll take 1 point of damage as they know back to work and whip you as you keep pushing along.
17.
17, Bob, you will take 4 points of damage
I got a 23.
and 23. 17 to 23.
He's so
It's that idea of you never would have thought of that. And so Bob is like, yeah, if there's some magic that, very much so, because you can tell the barrels, like other barrels are brought in and liquid is being poured in, that very like harsh chemically like lacquer mixing in. And so it's like, so this is the paint. Yeah, if a magic item was ground up and used like this, it could make sense, but I'd say on a 17, Bob, it doesn't fully explain maybe what this item is though.
Yeah.
Because it should be gone. Tulio on the 23, as you're pushing, this item's got to be worth astronomical proportions. It's not breaking. That's got to be like an artifact of some kind. Like, it's literally, you're able to grind this, I mean, for Aaron, over 4 months now, and it's still here. That's great stuff. But it does explain, though, why they can just constantly have people down here and constantly keep the city afloat.
Do I have like? This is me scheming. If we were to mix something else, like put something else in a barrel that wasn't this, would it detract from the spell's effects or the magical effects?
That's a possibility. It's one of those things that, like, it's hard to put into theory. It's something you have to put into practice.
I think we're bleeding. So when I'm on the site that the guards aren't on, I'm considering just
Tomato juice.
tomato juice in there. Yeah.
Kind of
Here's
clean your
my
little
question
tomato
about
bun.
consequences. Like, what happens if we manage to fuck this up or like stop the grinding? Like,
Yeah.
does the city
That
stay?
is the problem,
Yeah.
though. Is it what's keeping the city afloat? Is it what keeping it together? Like, it's a lot to wonder
Yeah.
about. So, I will say though, Bob, on the 17, it's that you definitely think it's something you could put into practice. It's not like we gotta try just to see if it would even work. Oh, it probably could, but it's so hard to tell what could happen, right?
So did we not get confirmation on like whether it's to do with the floating city? We just know it's an artifact.
Oh, for sure, it's to do with floating city. Though.
Okay.
That's what I said. It's like, it's that, but it's just 17 is not enough of. But what is this? And for you, it's like it's got to be an artifact at least. Aaron just kind of saying this then.
How's the artifact held onto the grinder?
The artifact looks just pressed. It's one of those like wheat grinders where the bottom is that very concave with like 3
Yep.
runoffs, and the top is that convex to like create what should be like a central piece. And so it's just kind of like held by that centrifugal force perfectly in the center.
Okay.
Whereas it grinds, it kind of keeps grinding itself to the center against the stone, breaking it off. Aaron just talking with this, just I know they use it, but again, if we're already over the city, well, I've been threatened once that if I stop, it's not me I have to worry about.
Yeah.
They do have the rest of us here.
I know. Do you know what's happening to Pharaoh?
I've never seen him. I've heard others say he's dangerous, powerful, worse than before.
Yeah, he killed me and brought me back 7 times.
You hear that he tried to do it under his breath, but he goes, not enough. But just that,
Such a brother thing to say.
Yeah.
right. Well, listen, Moses. I think your shift's gonna be done soon. Just try to think of a way to get yourself out. And indeed, after, for the rest of the party, it has been almost 6 hours. More slaves are brought in. These Hebrews are changed out for Tulio, Bob, a bunch of others that were here in these rotations. Moses, you notice they take you off. They do not take Aaron off. They leave him on as he kind of just like gives you a look and a nod. The three of you are brought back. Nana, Elizabeth, Hung. You guys are all brought back to the jail cell.
Just out of curiosity, did we ever get a good count on like how many guards were in the room and then how many did we pass on the way there? Like.
In the room, there were 2.
Okay.
Passed on the way, there were 2.
Squatting. There he
And
goes.
up at the front entrance, there was about 4.
I cannot hope
Okay.
to come back up from a squat that low.
All like in sight of each other, or like.
Pray to come back up.
The ones at the front entrance and the ones towards the room definitely aren't inside of each other because
Okay.
there's that long stretch of just prison.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's just good to know before we make any plans.
Yeah, because I have an idea.
Did you guys decide to tell us everything that you found out though?
It
And that
might
you
get
observed?
violent.
I counted on it.
So you told us? Okay, cool. Question. Dwarves are still, at least fairly well known for crafting weapons and stuff,
So
and
Yeah.
for
my idea was,
including
like,
jewels sometimes and that.
but
Is
cast
there
out
anything specifically that sapphires either represent or magical effects that they may have?
Like if they come and get me, just like hold
Which
it
I had
right in
lots
their
of
eyes.
doom
and
because
shoot
this
at
would
them.
be a good check.
It is a, okay, so it is a good question. Okay.
Good question.
I mean,
I
And it's
will say-
technically a precious stone. So if I get to add my double proficiency, that would be
Just
awesome.
figure
You
out-
do
yeah,
get to
no,
add
like-
double proficiency.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay.
also that, do we want to like
I will say this.
fuck up the grinding or whatever? Because then you say
Uh,
we should create things
as,
that we might get
For
about,
everyone,
Yeah.
as Nana's going to make this check,
Bob, could I have Bardic Inspiration?
But, sorry, what
Yeah.
check we were making other plans
Okay.
and
Nana is
Nice.
making a big old history check, is what we're going to call it, on the sapphire.
Because
Having the dwarven experience of that stone cutting
Yes.
is, have you heard of this before? It's Box of Doom worthy because this could be huge.
Because I'm wondering what are sapphires typically used for magical and other reasons.
And I was able to tell
You
you
want me
straight
to
up
just
whatever
roll like
thing
this
is
or
an
in your purple
artifact.
one?
Does she get
Exactly.
like advantage on this?
It's not advantage. It's by telling her that is what can prompt her.
Okay. Can
It's
I give her
Guidance and bardic I will allow, but I'll say it is a DC 21. It is
What
pretty
is
high.
your Bardic?
D6.
D6? Okay. Am I good to roll on this?
Go for it.
Okay. So guidance first. That is a 1. Sorry. That's okay.
1.
That's a 4 for the Bardic, so that's a +5 and I have a +4. So,
So
plus
plus
9.
9. You just need 12 or higher.
No, that's an
11.
11. Does anyone else have guidance? Wait, does Hunk have guidance?
It
Or
would have to have a
Paladins.
does she have
Does anybody have a point of inspiration?
Paladins
bless
have
would work as bless
I
is
don't
for
ha-
attacks and saving throws.
Wait, Lonnie, weren't you gifted just an inspiration point earlier today?
Did I?
You didn't get one yet today.
No. Oh, I thought you were.
It's
when you got
it's a
your
smart
first
thing. I can't give it yet though for
That's
like the jailbreak plans because
No,
you have
that's
to put
okay.
it into effect.
Yeah, I don't think I have inspiration. I don't know where it would even be marked.
It would
be at the very top of
very
my
top of sheets.
resting and stuff, but on the right side. Like my
Then it looks like no. Hi, buddy. Then
Um,
that's just an 11. I needed one more. Dang it.
just
Thank you.
one more. That is how the metaphorical cookie crumbles. Nana, as sitting in here, something's on your mind. You've heard of, again, powerful gemstones and sapphires, and they're grinding a sapphire to make a paint. But what was it? Like, it's one of those obscure bits of reference that's like, whatever it is not.
If I am able, like me, Lonnie, if I'm able to figure out something later, will you let me remake that roll?
For sure.
Okay, thank you.
To be honest, would I be considered an ancient creature as a dragon?
Well, actually, that's a great question. I believe in some of our talks you are definitely older.
I just don't know if I would be qualified as ancient. 'Cause
Exactly.
if I'm ancient, then I might have heard of it.
I was gonna
historically.
say, if nothing else, she knows her way around treasure.
Because we are
No,
in
please.
the
She
far
definitely knows
edge
her
of
way
the
around treasure.
city, or of Dremore. I think we're gonna have to say it's gonna be a percentile roll, dragon, to see how old you are.
Exciting.
Because there's a lot. Dragons again, notorious, have such wildly different lifespans than our own. It's hard to just say like, yeah, sure, you can be this many X years old. There's definitely an amount of age though you have to qualify before a help action could occur. Because that's what it would be. Is like, am I old enough to actually know
Like
this?
talk it through with you, essentially.
Exactly.
Oof. This could be so important.
Percentile. It's going backwards.
Where is my percentile dice? Oh, it's not funny.
If you need percentile dice,
Okay, right. I remember
What
that
color
I
do you want?
found my percentile dice too.
There's a
There we go.
percentile.
Those are pretty dice.
That works.
There you go.
61. 7. It's a 7.
Yeah, that's 67.
That does beat the 55% needed, meaning, Dragon, you are almost 1,800 years old.
So I get help action.
You will have a help action, as you can confer with Elizabeth. It's going to take some
Just need
time.
a 12 or more.
I believe it.
Just need a 12 or higher. Here we go.
Oh boy.
No, that wasn't a 20!
That
was it?
was a 2.
No!
Oh, so close.
Oh,
I did so sad, right? Yeah,
That's my bad.
yeah. Will cries with us. Yeah.
I'm okay. You don't need to be sad. Nobody's sad.
You know what my percentile dice is in my stuff with my tutoring because it's on my D10s and I use those for teaching.
Oh, that's funny.
That's where it is.
It's just not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the rest of the group, here's the decision you have to make. The longer you stay, the more often many of you will start getting called in for work, shall we call it. Which, as you can tell, is hard. You could, probably after at least a day of this, you'll start taking points of exhaustion, because there's only so many 6-hour back-breaking shifts of being tortured, for lack of a better word, that you can go through, even with being able to maybe sleep it off. And I will say the guards aren't going to let you really get true long rests anyway, because they're going to keep the rotation.
Yeah, keep 6
Do
hours.
we
6 hours.
try to escape?
It's, do you try to escape? Do you risk waiting around to try to get any other information from Aaron or any other slaves? Because you do know there are enough of a turnaround of people that are brought in and out to talk to people here. Or
High turnover rate. That's lovely. That means that everyone's dying.
Yep.
Oh
I
my
wasn't going to say it, but yes, there's a high turnover rate. Which actually, Bob, it's why they were looking for you, because if you had magic, you would have been put on medical duty. It's like using all your spell slots to just keep people alive, basically. If that was that persuasion earlier of, you don't look like you could work, but you're definitely magical, so can we use you?
Yeah.
No. Answer is no.
Exactly. So now you're not going to use your spell slots,
You can
thankfully.
use me. I'm the best grinder.
Tomato grinder is the word. But that's why for the rest of the party, it's, do you escape? Do you try to wait, get some more information, or even wait and see if anything can happen right now?
I would love to at least try for a short rest before escape because I don't really want to try and escape
Yeah.
on 8 hit points.
Yeah, that's not good.
That could
I
down
just
me a
don't
single
feel like
round.
we need to stay much longer. I feel like we figured out what we can.
So first, make sure that we are as healthy as we can be before we have that
Exactly.
escape.
Before testing
then-
anything.
I think my proposed plan will just depend on whether we want to take the risk of trying to it's a dark thought, but it's that mess with the mechanism causes an explosion or whatever, just to stop things long enough that people will freak out and cause chaos trying to stop somebody from thinking and have enough chaos for us to maybe sneak out. I don't know if we're willing to go that route. I think this is technically terrorism or sabotage, but that's my plan.
I don't think I would be Nana would be willing to do that because that is putting thousands or I don't know how big the city is, but potentially millions of people at risk.
But again, the gamble would be people would get it back in order before any.
But that's
Very
the
much,
gamble.
I would say. It's
You know
if-
she's not a gambling woman.
I would say this. It's the passive, Tulio. It's the equivalent of if you were to sabotage a nuclear plant, you're going to get immediate response. It's going to cause a lot. But once it's fixed, you're then complete target number one.
Yeah.
It's going after something that's that deadly. It's
But would it give us enough time to get out of it?
and that's where it's who knows.
Well, would we run into the same thing with the nuclear plant where if you sabotage it, you have side effects that
Well, I think if we did have side effects, we would have that from being in such close quarters to the artifact already.
That's
Because it's not like we're wearing protective equipment.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay, I think Nana would want to kind of discuss a little bit about the Pharaoh with you, because out of everyone here, you definitely know him best. And she wants to figure out the stupid
Hey,
sapphire.
Moses, you know Ramses, right? Have you met him before?
You
fair,
grew up
though.
with the crazy psycho Pharaoh, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the thing that he loathes most about you? What would he most care about to do something for the city with? What would be his
Yeah,
biggest
Moses, what does he hate most?
No,
about
straight up.
No, please misunderstand that and understand loathe as love.
What does he love most about you? What?
But straight,
Nothing.
she's basically wondering what is the thing that he most either fears or most resents about what happened, because that is probably directly correlated to what effect the sapphire is having on the city.
Well, we already figured out it has something to do with just.
He gave us a hint that that might be the case.
Oh, also, guys, we have canned soda over here.
Oh,
if you
awesome.
don't want those quicker. Which there is Dr. Pepper.
I would think he's most worried about the possibility of the plagues maybe happening again with the
fair.
Hebrews back.
Would it be the plagues or something to do with the monument, the obelisk?
Yes.
That was the 10th plague.
Oh, I guess I could be counted as a plague. Okay.
Actually, yeah, it's like for all of you, it's
That
like,
was
wait, that was a
absolutely
plague?
Wait, which one?
It's
The
the death of the firstborn children,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, the
very grossly paralleling the death of Osiris, Horus, you know, these Egyptian, that love of like, my firstborn son who should be king, like Pharaoh. It was a big blow, more than just physically, obviously, but that psychological whoa.
So then what if it's less about keeping the city afloat and more that he is not yet finished once the entire city is coated with whatever this magical paint is? Perhaps it is something to either prevent death or to make death temporary.
Like coating the city in an anti-magic field?
Either anti-magic or potentially something to make undead. Like if anybody that he cares for dies, do they just get brought back?
Has anyone
And
done
potentially
anything
a
about,
deathless army.
Arcana check on the city itself?
I haven't
No.
done really an arcana check on the city, and that would probably require at least getting back out, because
Yeah.
you would want to be like somewhere where you could check.
Again, we only have a spellcaster and a half, so most of us
So,
don't really make
okay.
arcana checks.
With what I was just thinking about, does that give me the opportunity to roll again? If not, that's fine, because I could be completely off.
It does.
Oh.
Also, August.
Can I have another Bardic and
Can I
Guardians?
think
I was
back
about
to
to
like
ask.
when
This
we
is
were
my
hiding in
last
the
part.
throne room?
Do you want it?
Yes.
If I saw any possible statues of this new
Okay.
god Ramesses has.
Roll higher on your
Make a
guys'
perception
this
check.
I
time.
know, right?
Come on, perception. I have a +3 in
That's a
that.
4 and a
That's
5.
nice.
So that's a +9 plus my 4. That's
Nope.
+13. So I just need to get a 11 or no, I have a +13.
She
What?
just rolled her bardic and
Hell.
Yeah.
8 or higher.
8 or
Okay.
higher.
That's a nat 13.
And I can
Plus
still
3
do it
for a
at
total of
advantage
16.
with the
I'm
dragon.
gonna say it's gonna be flat because the
Okay.
advantage from earlier is already
That's
been
fair.
okay. Like
Mhm.
Elizabeth and Nana, you've already
Yeah,
like
that's
talked to
fair.
her like, okay, what do you know about X amount of history? What do I know? Like that's already very present.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what'd you get, Moses?
Nat 13 for a total of 16.
Oh, you're gonna have a choice, my friend.
Oh lord.
That's an 11! Oh my gosh, I got it! Oh my gosh!
Now you yes.
Is there a 24?
Yes?
24.
Yes, good job. That was really fast.
Nana,
Yeah, just math teacher.
you
You
have
yell at me for trying to use a calculator. You should be able to do this in your head. It's
Her-
so easy.
That's amazing.
That's Nick. and
this
Megan,
is
I
one of
think
these
That's what I'm-
old artifacts
Okay.
talked about. And I gotta pull it up in my official notes.
Okay.
To let
Thank
you
you
know.
for having the knowledge in your character background that we're allowed to.
So
figure
we're
this
not
out.
just like, what the heck are we
I
doing?
was hoping
I
that
didn't
I had
want to
enough
sit here and
background
bash our heads
knowledge.
against the wall forever.
Right?
Here we go.
To himself. That would be in character.
It's very character. In
So
fact,
maybe
I'm
he
picturing
would
you
let
doing
you
it right now.
roll.
The
Thank you,
tear
Seven is the worst.
of Nephesis,
Oh no.
the goddess of the Nile and of
Oh.
water, said to be
The
naturally
tear of the kingdom.
hydrophobic. I made this months ago. I'll have you all know.
Now your wife's just accusing you of plagiarism. It's
Very
fine.
Do
much.
other gods have other tears that are floating around in Dreamworks? Because I don't like that now.
No, yeah, actually, this is one of the only ones. Because this
One of
is
the
the
only ones.
supposed mythological tear cried by the goddess when her husband turned on Osiris and murdered him. You know, tricked him into the coffin, split it, hid the pieces in her river. This was the tear that just crystallized of her pure anguish of the god's destruction, right? Osiris's death. It is said to be naturally hydrophobic and magic resistant.
So it is definitely
Most
related.
water.
Yeah.
So
I would say very much to the extent of
right?
Yeah.
initially, yes.
It just doesn't accept
It
water.
very much could be from this initial. This is
It's
probably what's keeping
repelling
the
the
city
water.
afloat. It is naturally just repelling it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said earlier, if given enough time, this city could become completely anti-magical.
Oh boy.
So is this what? Do we think this is what's making the magical items not work?
Maybe only
Only
here.
here.
Because
That would
Bob
have-
tried
it's
to
like-
cast a spell and
That's
It's-
part of
it's
why I was
definitely-
thinking it has to feel because Bob just like
nicely
with the
done.
Is Ramesses trying to make it so he's the only one with magic
I
in the
think
I
city?
think so. It's that he wants all
Because
power.
probably that specific metal and rock combination from whatever.
Is in fact how autocrats work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You put yourself at the top, you make sure no one else can go up, and Pharaoh becomes a god.
Mm-hmm.
Which was always.
Marissa, we just figured some crap
I'm
out.
sorry, I actually fell asleep because I have not been sleeping well this week because we got a dog. But I didn't want, and I was really trying not to because I've been having fun. And then I heard you say, I rolled it! And I was like, oh!
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm so glad
Did you
you
like
woke me.
drop your phone when you woke up?
No, I woke up and then the little shelf
Yeah.
when you sit.
They hate that shelf.
It's sorry.
I heard something like
It was another.
Okay.
Something really funny.
Okay, tell me, catch me up.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but when
I once
Nurses
woke
said
up
show,
my
I just
roommate
saw
and she
Nick's
was taking a
eyes
nap
just do
because
that
I was
like.
fine with my siblings.
I'm like,
And
oh,
they,
it's-
they did something, and I just make weird voices all
So-
the time. And I said something in a witch's voice, and Caitlin woke
So
up.
yes, in the briefest of like what's
Yes, I'm listening.
our friends have come back after being whipped and used at the wheel. The tear of Nephthys, it must be this artifact that they are grinding away. Hence explaining not only why the tear is still there, like after months of being ground
Yeah,
down,
because it
it's,
wasn't looking down.
it's an artifact. And by turning it into this magical lacquerish paint, it is initially, of course, creating the city a natural hydrophobic barrier to just put it on the river, just literally repel water.
Oh.
Given enough time, it could make the city completely anti-magical. But I will say you don't know how.
Anti-magic?
Yeah.
Yep.
As
And
in,
they wanted anti-magic.
Because then only the pharaoh will be able to use magic.
Although my question is,
When you outlaw guns, only outlaws have guns.
oh wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
How would the pharaoh, if this is the ability of this artifact,
Oh.
how does he have the ability to have the non-anti-magic? It's not like the anti-magic.
It's the
because
sword
he
that
has
was
another
Another artifact
Yeah.
level thing.
Okay,
His
here's my
patron
question.
probably told him how he can be the only one with magic
But
in the city.
what patron would know unless it's the one who is in charge of that tier?
You're saying Nephthys
Well,
might be?
That's
No, because
that's what I rolled to find out.
congestion.
So,
Moses did 13, and the idea of, did I see this statue? I'll give you this option, Moses.
okay.
Would you want to look more for the statue or more for the signs at Ramses? The idea of, if you can look like, did I see a statue, did I see this, or how well did I observe my brother? What were the signs? What were the
Given how focused I was on watching him, just in pure character wise, I would say
Yeah.
looking for the signs on him.
alright,
That makes sense.
Moses.
Did you make this pie?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, peanut butter cheesecake.
That is so
Oh,
good.
that
Yeah,
sounds
right.
amazing.
Sorry.
Mission Companion had a recipe. We workshopped it, made something fun. You can basically also use it for amazing huckleberry cheesecake pie, but it's just very expensive because it's huckleberry.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, peanut butter is the easier option of oh yeah, because then it's really fun and filling and
Thank
it's so.
you.
I wonder how it tastes with the some huckleberry.
That's we
Like
did
the
a mix
huckleberry
once.
syrup.
It's very good.
You can do a lot of
Sorry.
different flavors
Um,
with it.
Moses,
apologize, I
in
shouldn't.
looking at Ramses again, now it's almost that thinking back to when I wasn't underneath the other side. What did I see? Ramses looked physically normal, and what I'm gonna give you in this idea of you've seen priests again. The deviation from DreamWorks, Prince of Egypt to this. The DreamWorks, of course, they made a pretty obvious show of like, yeah, the priests are just charlatans, they're just puffs of magic. In this world, the priests did have forms of magic. They had something there. Which actually, if we were bringing Christian mythos and biblically, technically the priests did too. It's
Yeah.
DreamWorks
It
just
was
played with the idea of,
creepy.
oh, they're just con men. I'm like, yeah, that too. But you notice, unlike other priests, like you've seen, priests of Nephthys, of Ra, they can have side effects. I mean, there are priests of Anubis that, given enough time, become werejackals. They grow the head off into the desert, and become harbingers of death. Like it's one of those side effects of they're not truly clerics and they're not truly warlocks. They are just tapping the power. We never think about it in D&D terms. What if you're not a warlock or a cleric? How do you get god power? Well, in a not safe manner.
In a not safe
Whoa.
manner. Are you saying
Ramses-
that warlocks are safe?
Yeah, because there's a pact. There's an
There's a
agreement.
contract, rules,
And then sometimes the person you thought you made a pact with is a jerk.
Exactly. But even then,
We
there was
wouldn't know anything
still a
about
pact.
that.
Oh, of course
And
not.
that's where I would say, Moses, there must be some agreement. Ramses isn't tapping the power like the priests do.
Yeah.
And he's not accidentally doing this. There is something deep and powerful, and based on his appearance and some of the magic, there's a very good range to look at. This power has to be some form of elder god or deeper being, if that makes sense. Like, Nephthys is a major goddess. Let me make that quite clear. But even she doesn't have the same power or credibility as Ra or Horus. It's that very simple, like, oh, she has power, but there are higher gods. These gods that even among the gods have power. For Ramses to have this, it's a good range, but like Ra, Osiris, Set. If it was Set, there would be a lot more chaos, right? But if it was Osiris, he seemed rather alive. Most Osirian priests and warlocks have those forms of pact of like, I will die to gain this. Like Ramses did seem very alive. He didn't seem weird or unnatural. He seemed very himself.
Okay, and with that check, is there a possibility that he's made any changes to the pharaoh robes or attire or anything that I would have noticed?
The crook and flail have always been, as history states, beautiful gold and lapis lazuli. That blue and yellow cross has had minor cosmetic changes. You can see a lot of it online in natural history museums. Pharaoh's hook and cross were tarnished, more of a copper or maybe bronze, this darker metal.
Okay.
And again, you notice he didn't use them. Those are the pharaoh's weapons. That's like high status. He threw those aside for his obsidian kopesh.
Yeah.
That's like a big, like, if we're talking like in the idea of a regency idea, that's literally saying, wow, you didn't wear your good tuxedo to the party. You wore a blazer. Which, yeah, it looks good, but why?
Okay.
Is there any god that Kopish is especially associated with?
Not that I'm aware
That's a smart
of.
question. My question was gonna be, how much is not metagaming in terms of like when you're talking about like major gods? You've told me like what the big ones are for your world building. Would any of us as characters know like what the big ones are? The ones I'm talking about specifically.
Unfortunately, in this party, the only one that might know would be Moses.
That's fair.
I mean, Bob, you are a cleric, but it's almost like you've had the best parts of being a cleric of like, yes, let's, give the good word. God made you special. He loves you very much, right? Like, it's that there's never been anything bad. You've never had to, like, really look at
Yeah.
other religions or deeper, darker things.
Have I ever fought against Egyptians?
Uh,
Or with Egyptians?
mercenaries, maybe. But
Okay.
probably not, like, bigger sets of, like, oh, these
No, that's
people
fair.
would worship.
But there may be... If you'd even allow me to roll a luck check to see if there's one or two that I've met that maybe had a symbol or something that might spark memory. And if you say no, that's fine.
You know, here's what I would say.
Okay?
Because we are coming up on this last, within the next few minutes, like, as you
Yeah.
guys are in the jail cell talking, eventually more of you will be taken
That's
to
right.
work, right? I will have one last party check.
Yes.
You can all make a religion check. Again, you can use wisdom if you so choose. As a party check to say, okay, what gods do I know of? Like, can we triangulate who the pharaoh's working for? Or with, I guess is also an apt term.
Wisdom is a +3. That's not bad.
I've got an 11.
Okay, you treated me well. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
That was a 19.
That is a 10. So a 13.
And this is wisdom or religion?
Wisdom-based religion, if you so choose. So it is.
So
based-
religion is intelligence based, and you can just take the number on your character sheet. But some people get angry because they have like really good wisdom and feel like it should be a wisdom based check. So if you have better wisdom, you're allowed. August says.
So
I made this,
religion or wisdom?
what was it?
What
2
is
campaigns
your,
ago?
Religion is
Like,
minus
yeah.
1.
Okay, then use your wisdom.
Those things
Wisdom.
Eleanor kept trying to play clerics with really good intelligence and really bad
just-
wisdom for some reason.
But it's
No.
because it's that,
Or
like,
really-
you
yeah.
want to make sure your cleric has good
Has
religion
good
because they're
wisdom,
being a
'cause
cleric,
that's
but
the
then it's like,
spellcaster.
but then that doesn't make sense because then, yeah. It's one of those things that,
17.
17.
Nice.
So, did anyone get higher than a 15?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, we got 2. 2 is about to roll. 17, 19. And again, I would say the only other person that might naturally know this would just be Moses' character,
Yeah.
but that's up
I'm
to
gonna roll a
whatever you
guidance
can
really
decide.
fast on myself.
Oh yeah, guidance.
Guidance is.
I got
so...
a 24.
Woo!
I rolled a 19 on my d20 and a 4 on my guidance.
To
So
those
that's a
just
24
I
with my
was
plus
a
23
god.
or 24?
24 because I have a plus 1.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Hunk, you've heard of gods,
I heard punk for a second.
but
That's the same.
you,
No, I heard punk. Punk.
in
I
thinking
thought it
of
was
like good guys, bad guys, gods, goddesses, you're not sure what fits the bill, and I think for a good reason. Of there's too much. Like
Yeah.
if we're being honest, Pharaoh seems very ambiguous in that sense of who's he working for, what's his deal.
Ambiguous.
Why? Yeah, be biguous, be biguous. Happy Pride Month there, just be bi. I'm sorry. Basically, though, it's on a 17. There are major gods and goddesses. There are major entities. There are major forces. You've been around the cosmos quite literally.
Yes.
People worship a lot, and for good or bad reasons.
Yes. This. Yeah.
There are clerics. There are beings of power that just simply worship the forces of the world. It might require breaking into the palaces. Your thought of there's something missing for the king. Elizabeth, on a 19, you're thinking through. It's kind of similar to Hunk, but you've heard of gods and goddesses. There aren't a lot of common themes between major world religions. The Egyptians have their pantheon, so do the Mesoamericans, so do the Nordics, so do the Chinese, so do the Indonesians. Like, everyone's got their forces, and there's not a ton of overlap. You'll see common themes of, like, okay, there's a father and a son, a mother and a daughter, a story, a flood-based thing, a pair of people that start the world. There's always similarities. But on a 19 Elizabeth, something isn't connected. There's something that's like, but if it could be anything, because it's like, it doesn't feel like an Egyptian god maybe, but why
Does
would
that mean it's
Pharaoh
from a different
know?
world?
Maybe. It's not like, could it be even this planet? Could it be this world? What's going on with Pharaoh?
Uh-oh, it's Thor.
It's the actual MCU Thor. But Tulio, having, I would say this on the 24th, you've seen other gods, and as much as we joke, you were mistaken for a god. There's a bit of territory that you have to learn when you're pulling a con like that, and
We had the crash course.
I say you would have a more assured knowledge of what Elizabeth's thinking. There's a common theme somewhere. I'll let you know, a 24 is great, but this check was a 26.
So close.
Because this is a wildly hard thing to just get without. Well, because it's kind of what
Even
I'm
with
thinking.
her guidance and her
Mhm.
buff and her, yeah.
Well, because my buff is only a +1.
Yeah.
So it's really just
So,
4 on the guidance
for
and the 19
what
on
you're
die.
thinking is, this might require to get an assurity
Literally
of
the
what
highest I
this
could
is.
get without a nat
If
20.
you could
Yeah.
get back into the palace, find whatever statue they're talking about, or at least observe Pharaoh more, that might be the way to connect this proverbial dot. Because something is connecting. Something seems so similar among these different pantheons and religions and ideas, but nothing fits the bill exactly.
Can I think as Lonnie
Yeah.
for a second?
Think out loud.
Okay. So in my mind, the only things that connect almost every religion is life, like people strive to live, death, because everyone dies, and honestly just the fear of whatever is going to get you eventually. So how are you going to avoid the worst death
Inevitable
or
thing.
something like that? So life, death, and fear seem to be, like even just fear of going to hell makes you want to be a better person to avoid that, right? So that would be...
I can just tell you then, as Lonnie, you're missing something.
Okay.
Didn't Winston Ramey see? We thought he was dead, right?
No, yeah, we thought he was dead. And he looked very much alive.
That's
When they
because
took
I
your
thought he
stuff,
was
does
dead.
anybody have a food bag with them?
They did take your food. And that's, I think, the next thing is that, like, at this point, here's what I will say. We are at the point of, if you wanted to either escape or wait, now would be the time to take this last short rest and then act. It's either a short rest and then, okay, you guys go back to the grind mill and, like, try to get more information,
My
or a short
thought
rest and
is,
escape.
if we had a tomato,
Yeah.
we could divert and make it
They
look
very much took, very carefully, a lot of your equipment.
I don't think we need any more information. I think we need to get out.
Yeah.
Literally, I think the only question is, do we try and like sabotage on our way out, or do we just try and sneak out without information and hope we're all sneaky enough?
I think sneak out.
sneaks.
And the people that would normally have disadvantage don't right now because we don't have our armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, without armor, it's easy to sneak.
Are we trying to get our stuff on the way out?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we
would-
need
yeah,
our stuff.
It would require swinging around, probably, as Moses could assume,
where,
with the guard.
where they keep the stuff in? Did you figure out?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably at this guard barrack, what we call like a training camp, a good place. It's not like a perfect vault, but like besides the actual palace vault, which why would they keep your stuff with the pharaoh stuff? It's that like
Yeah.
second close.
Just put it all in the evidence locker.
Here we go. I will say, based on all the crazy stuff you've already done as a party to keep yourselves under wraps, you know, bob in and out, most of the day be asleep, getting all the stuff ready, all of you can take a short rest without fear of consequence, shall we call it.
Okay.
To the extent of you're not sleeping, so there's no nightmares, but you're making sure if guards see you, you don't look too relaxed, you know, that kind of stuff. Everyone can short rest, so gaining back any abilities, spell slots, or hit points with the die that they so choose.
Spell slots too.
If they come
Only if
back
you
with
have,
something.
there's specific, like, wizards and sorcerers have certain things where it's like on a short rest they can expend stuff to do that.
And warlocks just get them all back because they have so few to begin with.
Tulio, you're looking much better there, my friend.
Yep.
Alright. For the party. Is it time to break out?
Yeah.
Time to go.
Okay.
Do it.
You have multiple plans. You have the. You can Shanghai your way out of prison.
I'd say try the
here
locks
was-
first.
Here was my thought. If we're like down to the wire, like a couple guys are about to come get us, do we need to do like maybe set up a surprise round to like take them out?
Talking about a get help Like,
Well, no,
well,
I
yeah,
was thinking,
but
like,
Like, you
because
guys
we
get
talked
to-
about, like, picking the lock with hairpins or whatever, like, maybe I could, like, be out and, like, hidden to try and, like, get one in the
Oh,
back
try to
while
get-
like, somebody on the inside is ready to, like, haha, the door was unlocked already and we're gonna stab you before, as you're going to unlock it.
oh,
When
I see.
you go
It's
now.
like we're not just
Like-
I watched him sneak up on you. That was hilarious.
Like, the whole lying away
Yeah.
ready, so.
Here's what you can do. You'll only have one chance. Like again, you have 2 hairpins, but for this plan idea of can I get out to like sneak attack, go ahead, make me sleight of hand with thieves' tools, so you have proficiency and dexterity and all that.
What's going on?
It's stressful. I mean, jailbreaks always are.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Jailbreak. Here we go. Tulio is going to use one of the hairpins. Again, these are kind of non-refundable. They are prone to breaking. I mean, they're not even real bobby pins.
I will acquire some knitting needles, and then we will be
Yeah.
talking business.
Megan, what did you get?
Sorry, I'm doing quick
I
math
love it.
just because
It's not
I'm
even
making
good.
sure
I love
I'm
it.
proficient, but I don't have expertise, and this is
Basically, I put a little
Dex-based
bit
thing
of
right
an
from
accent from my
modifier.
Blackwood.
Yes.
And I
Sounds
just
a
make
little
my voice
Russian.
sound old because she is Russian.
Yeah, okay, old Russian.
do I get to guidance myself?
I wasn't
Or is it
sure
like
she was
getting
Russian
around
or
after
Russian.
and everything?
I will say, just like with bardics and stuff, if you're using it now, you won't be able to use it until whatever happens. So unless you want to save your guidance for later or for someone else, right now it's not like I have a guidance or
I
a
think
help
I want
action
to
or
use
a
it,
bardic.
'cause without it I rolled an 11, so I think I'm gonna try to guidance to see if it does it.
Okay.
That's a 1 on the guidance, so that's a
No,
12.
you were distracted with an adorable movie.
A 12, Tulio, hairpin breaks a little bit in the lock. You're not going to be able to get the door open to sneak attack a guard if they come by it. But because as you kind of break that hairpin, you hear guards are coming.
Can I at least do like a stealth check inside of like ducking behind the door to still try and get a sneak attack off as they're coming?
Do so with disadvantage, because there's not a lot of places to hide in here.
Yeah.
Because it's that, like, if you were to even hide behind someone, it's a very obvious, like, well, you're behind them. Like,
Look at his belly. I can't with his belly. It's adorable. Oh,
Megan,
it's so
I have
adorable.
an idea we can use to hide Tulio.
That's another 12 actually.
No worries.
Here,
Where's
Megan.
Dex pulled out?
Here, so August. With Tulio hiding, I kind of think Moses be like up by the bars, wearing the robe, arms
You're gonna
stretched out.
Silverado him.
Yes.
You're Silverado.
So I'm making
Okay.
like a screen for Tulio to hide behind.
I'll say, Tulio, you can
Give it flat.
roll, yes, roll with it, roll it flat.
I love you.
It's that you could roll it flat, or I would have allowed another person to try. But yeah, so very much just ready to go against the bars.
He does not want to be clean, apparently.
Oh, like, what's he doing? That's 15.
Better.
15. The guards are going to come up. They'll have a perception. But they only have a +1. They're guards. That's cocked. Here we go. That's a 7 for one of them.
Okay.
It's a 13 + 1 for 14 for the other.
Oh, good job,
Julio,
Julio.
you will be hidden from both guards.
Yes.
Awesome.
Guards come up. Right, let's see. You haven't had your turn at the grind. You did pretty well, grind master. Let's get you back in there, tomato. Oh, that's hilarious. It was a 3. What's the scrawny one?
That's me. Can I stab you in the face with my arrow through the bars? I'm assuming my like arm is like small enough to fit
You
in.
have a surprise attack on him. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Because he is like, it's very much like Moses, you're hiding, so he's not dead. It's not like, are you putting him behind? Like, where'd he go?
Oh, that's going to be good. You said the arrow stats right now are dagger stats, but
It's a
it'll
dagger
break.
stats, but it'll break.
Excellent. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 will hit this dude's armor class.
Excellent. So that's 24 plus sneak attack, which is
I freaking love
26,
rogues.
right?
They're
Yep.
so versatile.
I would love to level up and get more sneak attack.
Hey, August, as Tulio does this, can I do something with the guards?
For sure.
Okay.
Do we all
Great.
get a
It's a
surprise?
surprise action. Yep.
I'm gonna clap my hands together and cast light on my hands,
Oh,
and just like
yeah.
shove my hands in the guard's
I
face
love that.
Got it.
because it's bright light.
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage.
And I am picturing just like ramming this arrow into his
Downed
eye.
immediately. You just
Yeah,
straight through the eye socket. Falls to the ground. God.
As he's falling, could I like bonus action try and steal the keys off his belt? Bonus action sleight of hand?
Unfortunately, do you have fast hands?
Yeah, I'm a rogue. Bonus action sleight of hand.
Yeah.
No. Fast hands is a specific thing only certain rogues can get.
Let me
Being a wild card rogue, I don't think you have it.
I know my character in his campaign.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
really
Fast hands is something that's really
Right,
nice.
so what I have right now is dodge, disengage, or hide.
Yeah.
I'm so used to playing a thief.
I know, right? Yeah. No, it's one of those things. Everyone does a thief, and so you're like, I can just do it. Wait, I can't.
Because I've played multiple seasons. But yeah.
Yeah.
Light is going to go off. The other guard is blinded, but again, this dude, you stabbed the eye and screamed as all hell would get out. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Hi.
Okay.
We can do that, huh,
What
bud?
about the guard if I just kind of
He will probably be blinded maybe for a couple turns, or
Okay,
not like rounds, but like depending on how
Yep.
long it takes for his turn, he
Wow.
is probably blind.
Such a good
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, I
You
just
went
tried to go like
directly
full
for
starlight
that.
on him.
You got
Oh,
some
for
sense.
sure. I love it. I love it.
Just watch. I'll figure out how to open it.
Here we go.
I'm really gonna open it in 10 minutes.
Oh, honestly. The boys campaign. Imagine a one-shot.
Terrifying. I thought about it. Here we go. So, Bob the Tomato, or did anyone get a 20 or higher?
No.
15 to 19.
Give me a second.
No.
Here we go. 15
I'm
19.
rolling.
Moses,
15.
Moses with a 15.
I decided to keep my dice put away so that he doesn't get them.
10 to 14.
No.
Bob, what'd you get?
14.
Excellent. Elizabeth
12.
and Tulio.
10.
And here we go. 9 or lower.
5.
5.
6.
6. Nana with a 6 and Hunk with a 5.
Yep.
Here we go. The one guard here is going to roll his initiative. Moses, you have blinded him so successfully that is a natural 1.
Nice.
He is going to be completely blinded basically this whole first turn.
That's so good.
Which means we all get advantage on him, right?
Yes.
Moses, that's you in the start. As boom, blind. The guard does. He's not stupid, so he's instinctively before anyone can take opportunity attack. He takes a step backward or two as just grabbing his eyes in pain. It looks bad.
Yeah. So shove my hand in his face, grab him by the collar, and just go boom.
Go ahead. We're gonna make an opposed.
Yes.
This is basically a reverse shove attack. So go ahead and beat a natural 3 on an athletics check.
On an athletics check.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're fine. You wanna...
15.
Yeah. You will deal strength +1 as this kind of unarmed shove comes off. So how many points damage is
That'd
that?
be 3.
3 points damage. Boom! Slams against the metal.
That's so
He is looking dazed and
But
confused.
I
already.
still have my hand off.
Oh, for sure, yeah. He can't get away now. It's that, like, blinded and boom, just that, like, concussion immediately to the head. Looks bad for this guard. Moses, you have a hand on him. That will make Bob the Tomato's turn. Bob, how are you going to escape from prison?
Can I? He's still up, right?
Yes.
Can I just cast Toll the Dead on him?
Oh!
What is that?
That's such a good cantrip.
It
Toll the
is.
Dead, he is going to make a wisdom saving throw, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Yep.
If he fails, he will take either a D8 of damage, but because he's taking damage, it's a D12. Meaning,
Wow.
So greedy.
wisdom saving throw. That is a 3 for his wisdom save.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't pass.
Go ahead and roll a D12 of necrotic damage.
I
And
love that.
what is the toll he hears? What is the sound this man hears, possibly before he dies right now?
If you like
The Pharaoh. He hears the Pharaoh. You have disappointed.
Oh!
That's psychic damage.
That's a bit of psychic damage there, yeah. Don't add 1 to whatever you roll, that's insane.
6.
Good job.
Barely alive. This dude, boom, you have failed me, is on death's door as he's here. And Bob, with your movement, you can hop out of the game.
Okay.
Like, that's easy. That is going to make Elizabeth's turn.
Awesome. So we have one that is he dead?
One's
that
He's on
full
death's
on the
door.
ground, already making death saves. The other one's on death's door. Again, they did yell, so it's like you probably have who knows how much time before other guards.
Okay. Is there a way to? Which one has the keys?
What?
The one that's on the ground dead.
Can I reach him with my arms?
Go ahead and make me just we'll call this acrobatics. Just because he didn't land like next to the again, getting stabbed in the eye, he's more prone to fall backwards. It's that acrobatics of
Sorry. I should not curse around your child.
11.
11. 11 is not enough, unfortunately, right now. As you go in and start pulling, he's heavier than you would expect, and it's that like you're trying to like contort your arm to like reach out and pull the body and like get up towards that like belt area. It would probably take another turn, Elizabeth, to like, or someone else's turn to like finish pulling him all the way up and in.
Alright, I just want to make sure that is that my entire...
Actually, I will give you this. If you want to bonus action rage, I'll allow you to roll that with advantage.
Ooh, I will take that.
Because it's some of the strength-based checks, acrobatics, and athletics, just that, like, yeah.
Oh, that's not much better. It's
18 for sure will get you up and in. You are able to full-on grab the leg and lift this guy, and he kind of, like, paper folds up by the waist until half of him is against the bar, and you can just reach, grab the keys.
Nice.
Okay, sweet.
Right,
so I am
so
able to grab the
got
keys.
Grab the
And
keys.
it would be an object interaction to unlock the door, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I unlock the
nice.
door, so that way we have a way out.
And you can use your movement to start moving if you so choose.
Oh, yep, I'll go towards the way that they took our items. I'm still gonna wait for I'll, like, maybe just move out. But
Yeah.
Moses knows where they're supposed to be, so I don't want to go too far without Moses.
Just kind of pave the way.
So-
You
for
could
the
just
other
be
guards
ready
show
to
up.
close the cell on them.
I could.
You go in. It's that heading back out towards the way out. You immediately hear the guards that were up there are heading your way to attack. That will be, Elizabeth, as you do that, I will say, the guard who is being held by Moses does have a disadvantage. No, Nick Phoenix. It's a pretty fun song. Nick Phoenix. Look him up. He'll have a disadvantage opportunity attack because he feels you right, and this dude's goal is to hit. So that's a 19 and a 4, so that will miss Elizabeth. As kind of swinging his spear at you, barely ducking under as you dart out of the cell. Tulio, that is your turn with Nana and then Hunk on deck respectively.
Either with like the extra hairpin or anything that the downed guards dropped, like is there anything in our vicinity I can pick up and use as a weapon since the arrow broke?
I will say, now that you're open the cell, you can run out and grab the guard's fallen short sword.
Okay. Are short swords for us?
Short
Yes.
swords are finesse.
And am I proficient?
You should be as a rogue. I believe they're a D6.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
It's just most rogues, it's not like you usually take a rapier because like the D8 is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will grab the short sword and attack the dude who's still up.
Heck yeah.
Was I correct on the short sword being D6 of finesse? Okay.
Plus, that's a 16 to hit.
16 will hit the armor class.
Cool. And do I have anybody close enough to get sneak attack?
Oh yeah, Moses is right there, Elizabeth just ran out, Bob the tomatoes
And
on
I've
the
got a
ground.
hold on him, and he's blind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to roll advantage because he's blind. Can I roll and see if I crit?
Oh yeah, we'll see if you crit.
I was thinking it's flat. I forgot he was blinded. It's better, but it's not a crit.
What'd you get?
19?
19. Oh wait, no, I actually completely messed that up. He does have a higher AC than just 15, so 19 will hit.
Okay, excellent.
I messed that up on my part. That's why I was like, oh yeah, definitely reroll.
I am rolling so badly for damage. That's 10 points damage.
10 points will outright kill him now because he was already at 1 hit point.
Everybody else kind of floating above.
You, boom, as Moses slams him in, Toll the Dead comes off, and Tulio, you whip around, grabbing the short sword, rake across the neck. Moses, you're holding the body, and the head just falls off.
Oh!
Gross but effective. Let's go.
This guy had like a really bad
You should
3
seriously,
seconds.
like,
All of you
Ooh,
hear
go at somebody's neck
the
like
guards
that.
from the way out are definitely on their way, and you are hearing commotion back by the grinder area as
As
well.
I hear this, can I bonus action hide?
Yes, you can.
Okay, where are we going? Are we
That's
still in initiative?
we are still in initiative because guards are going to be here probably next round. That will make Nana's turn then Hunk.
That
So
I think is the 19 to hide.
excellent.
Is there another short sword from the other guard?
There's a spear.
Would I be proficient in spears?
Fighters are proficient in all weapons.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, fighters are nice that way.
May I use my action to try and take the spear from him?
Easy action, he's dead. So yeah.
Oh,
he
I
gets-
thought that was one. Well, never
Yeah.
mind.
No,
Okay,
they're
then
both
that
dead.
will be an object interaction. So can I use my action and movement to dash to the entrance or wherever the guards are coming from,
You-
and put my back immediately against the wall to be ready to hit anyone who passes my opportunity of attack distance?
Basically, you run up, you see the 4 guards immediately spot you as the second the yell happened, they were taking their turn and running down.
So then, do I have to use my action to move to them, or am I already within
Your
striking
action
distance?
will close you completely. It's that like if you had just moved, they would still have to take a movement to get to you.
Okay, in which case I'll just stay where I am and hold my action to attack them once again.
Excellent. So held action, ready if any of them try to rush you or
What
to
is
pass
the
course.
damage die for a spear?
Tell you in 2 seconds.
You're good.
I always forget spears.
I'm so sorry.
Because they're not javelins, right? It's that weird
Yeah.
D6 piercing, but of course they are versatile, so if
So
you
it can be a
two-hand it, it can be
D8.
and you can throw it for a 26.
Nice.
Yeah, why don't people choose spears instead of javelins? Weird. I guess javelins are lighter, so just anyway. Hunk, that is your turn.
So we knocked out the guys. We're not running for our stuff. Moses, where are we going?
I thought we are running for our stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but like, are we running?
Good
All
job.
together now.
Yeah, there's just
just wanna
commotion
make
coming
sure
from
that
the
we
Like
north.
just mean which direction are we going?
Do we go out? Do we go back to the grinder?
I'm guessing our stuff in the grind room are 2 opposite directions.
Grinder is like a dead end deeper in.
I would
let's not
say
do that.
get our stuff.
So let's go this way then.
Okay. If you take your movement, you will be able to close with Nana and Hunk. You see the other guards are approaching you right
If I take my movement, can I bonus action dash?
now. Yes, you can.
Okay.
You use movement action and just completely ride up with the guards.
Oh, shoot.
Who each see you and just like back in your cell. A couple of them pulling out whips. One pulls out a sword. Hunk, as you close with them, that is bottom of the initiative where the guards have the nat 1.
Oh
So
no, my AC is crappy without my own.
yeah,
Yeah, mine
4 guards are here. Hunk, you just
They took our armor?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, let me do that. Okay.
All you have to do is, again, I'm being very nice. Normally, you're supposed to completely delete it off your character sheet. You can just unequip it for now.
Yeah.
Over here.
Because it's that idea.
I would
Until
do
we
that.
get confirmation, either it gets destroyed or you just leave it behind. You're not gonna have to like
Okay.
lose it.
I didn't want to do a full inventory and re-inventory
Yeah,
until
right,
we know
like-
for sure whether we're like
Oh yeah,
fully left without it.
yeah.
Oh, my
So-
AC is an 11.
First, Hunk is the first thing because technically, Nana, you are a little bit behind Hunk. Hunk
Yeah.
ran the rest of the way. So Hunk, 4 attacks are coming at you. As these
+1 to
4 guards are just seeing you back in your cell.
I'm a straight
May
face
they all
fighter, got
miss.
this.
Here we go. That is an 11.
Shit, that hits
Mine's
exactly.
the only change.
Hits exactly. A 10.
I have
That's
that
fair.
armor.
Misses.
That's kind of how
A
rogues.
14.
That hits.
And an 18. So 3
Five.
hits.
Okay.
There's
But none
3
of them
hits
crit.
for. None of these are 2. So 6, 2, 1. So that is 9 plus 3. 12 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as they all start slicing and Hunk. It's very much that like defense game where you are ducking and weaving, but they are still finding that like slashing against the like.
Was that all 3 attacks?
That was all 3.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like again, these are guards with very simple weapons. It just sucks when it's like we have no armor or weapons of our own.
Right.
All 4 took their attacks against you. They're not rushing past yet, which brings us back to the top of the order with Moses.
Okay. I'm gonna start leading the way to where all our gear would be.
Okay, you run up. You'll easily then be able to close with Hunk this turn.
Okay. And then the guards are on Hunk.
All on Hunk. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna rage and just crack one on the top of the head with my quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff going up. Boom.
That's my last rage I can use till I get a long rest. Oh wow, yeah. 22.
22 for sure hits, my guy.
Is that
Uh,
that?
No.
Quarterstaff
That was
going on.
19 plus 4.
Bob the Dismayed, you're on deck. Which I will say, you can.
I have jumped on Moses.
Yes, I was gonna let
Wait, have
either
they reached
Moses
me
or.
because then I get to attack them because I was holding an action.
No, Hunk and Moses pressed on because
That's
you
fair.
did that. Like, let me see if I can wait. They kind of collided with them.
That's fair.
Yeah, smart. And question.
Alright, so Quarterstaff with Divine Fury. That is 10 points, 4 that being Radiant.
10. Boom! You slam into this first guy immediately on death's door. His head twists that like bad angle, crack against his cheek, bleeding immediately on death's door. So dazed and confused. That will be Bob the Tomato. You're on Moses.
Toll the dead on the one that he just hit.
Toll the dead. It's a 7. That's a failure.
Hey,
I will.
He's missing hit points, right?
Mm-hmm.
sorry, is Quarterstaff a strength-based weapon?
Quarterstaffs are.
They are.
Man, I'm using this more often than I thought I would today. This is a martial.
Because monks can use.
They are versatile, meaning you can two-hand them for a
That makes
D8.
sense.
Okay. Because it says I get a +2 while raging on strength-based
Oh,
weapons.
so you do. So he's
Yep.
gone. Because it's a straight bet. It's just versatile, so you can one-hand or two-hand. One shot, crack! This dude immediately falls down prone. Would you like to change that to a different guard?
Yeah.
I will keep the 7, so second guard sees this Toll the Dead come off. Go ahead and roll. It will just be a D8 since he's fresh.
That's right.
Yeah.
6.
6 points of damage. He is already looking horribly bloodied as clutching his head, hearing these voices. Third guard is looking messed up, Bob. Elizabeth, that's you.
I'm gonna run and follow Moses, and I will probably run into the guard that Bob just cast Toll the Dead, right?
Correct. Yeah, he's clutching his head hard.
I can punch him. That's all I can do.
Just, yeah, I mean,
And I'm raging.
fists together, interlace, and bring him down. It's effective, honestly.
So because I'm raging, I get advantage, right?
Only for check. So attack's going to be normal, but if you hit, it deals an extra 2 points of damage.
Okay. That's a whoa. Was that a nat 1? Oh, that's a 6.
A 6.
I have another feature, don't I?
Um,
So I rage, reckless attack.
So you can attack with advantage.
yeah, reckless attack. That's what
But
we're
then
doing.
that means that they can attack you with advantage.
That's fine. But they're not doing a lot of damage right now.
Go
so
for it.
I'm
Reckless is the whole reason I want to play Rogue Barbarian.
Yeah, that would be
13,
insane.
unfortunately, doesn't beat the armor class. You bring both fingers together and just two-hand, boom, against the side of this dude's head. He's looking rattled, but doesn't deal any more physical damage as he's still clutching his head, trying to keep it together. Tulio, that is your turn. You are hitting.
Keep it together, man.
Keep
So
it
if
together,
I
baby.
hit, then I will have advantage on any of these guys that pop out and attack,
Yep.
right?
Slinking along the shadows, go for it. There's one that looks bloody, 2 that look fresh.
Good job.
How many of our party is after me in the initiative?
Nana, then
I
Hunt.
am.
So, like, do you guys want me to bloody another one for you, or just like take out one guy? What's
I would
best?
say take
better
out one
take
guy.
out one.
Yeah.
Okay, I
less
will take
attacks.
out the guy who moves slow.
Go for it.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
Cool. That's good. That's 13 points of damage.
You go in, down him as just slinking short sword up and under the ribcage. Elizabeth brings his head down and you just stab right up into his chest.
And then
Th-
bonus action rehide.
Bonus action rehide.
Nice.
There's only 2 guards left up here.
That's a 23 hide.
23. Yeah, Tulio just backflips into the shadows. Nana, that's your turn.
Cool. Are there any guards next to me?
Yeah, once movement come up, there's 2 fresh guards.
Excellent. So would that trigger my action and then do I get to take my turn?
Unfortunately, no, because held actions where you were holding your action for them to get to you, because it's your turn to held
Did
actions.
they
gone.
get to me on their turn?
Nope, because the rest of your party met them.
Oh.
It's you stopped and waited for them to get to you. Everyone else just ran right up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I still have to move to get to the guards then.
Yeah, a little bit of movement. Run
I
up.
see. I thought you were saying that they were already there without me moving. I'm like,
Gotcha.
what did that be? Okay, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, I would just like to attack one.
Go for
So
it.
I'll just
I'm
roll
so
a normal
sorry.
d20 and then add my proficiency.
Mhm.
Alright, that is a 17 plus 2, so 19
19 will hit.
plus my strength, so 24 definitely hits.
24 for sure hits this. Spear coming in, you slam against it.
And I'm doing it two-handed, of course, so
Yes.
d8.
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad. 5 plus strength, so 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Immediately, one of the last two guards looks on death's door as you slam in with the spear and then whip the back end to just pistol whip across his skull
Do
as
I
well.
get extra attack yet? I can't remember.
That's level 5.
Oh, yeah.
Level 5?
Level 5.
5?
5.
Yes.
Stupid.
But it's fine.
Nana, as you take that, that is Hump.
So he's not down yet.
One fresh guard and one dude on death.
Could I
I
move so
wanna-
that I'm flanking one for a party?
For sure.
Okay,
I
I'll do
want
that.
to melee attack my friend
Can you
on
do it
death's door.
Yeah.
You know what?
Dawn. I will say Nana was flanking,
So you
so
get
you have
advantage on that one.
Good, because that was in that one. Oh, let me try that again.
Are those bubbles? There's
That
bubbles?
was a fucking that one again.
I'm not the only one.
Hunk, you run in,
Oh my god.
and again, barefaced, ready to okay, he's on death's door. You go to hit him, and as this dude pistol whip lifts up his head, I just got put and boom, just hard into your front teeth as you go in.
Oh, I took
and then-
damage.
You don't. It's nothing that would be a point wise, but it definitely stuns you for that half second of ow.
As I'm like hitting the
helmet
air.
into my teeth does not feel great.
Okay.
That will make the guard's turn. So there are
Can I?
two here.
Oh, I don't have a hit. Never mind.
One guard.
Boo! Boo for no weapons.
The one guard that hit you in the teeth is going to try to attack you again, huh?
That's fair.
Just because he was here last time.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to get him out.
It's 4.
No,
yeah,
yay.
misses. The second guard is attacking. Closest one to him, I believe, is Elizabeth and Moses. So he's going to attack Elizabeth just because you do have that reckless. It's that you are completely open, just that
Once he
slamming.
attacks me, he gets disadvantage on attacking anyone else.
Exactly,
so...
Ancestral Guardians.
Nice.
Yikes, that was a 19 of it.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
That is going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh, shut the door.
I will say, thankfully it wasn't that 20, but that was a 19 and an 18 to hit with some high damage as he takes his spear and just as hard as he can, and you feel it pierce right underneath your bicep and just tear that muscle. As that brings us back to Moses, you all hear though, the guards that were behind you in the grinder area are booking it and will be here probably next turn.
But there was only 2 of them, right?
Only 2, but that's still 2 more guards to have to do.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the one that's still on death's door.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna go to whack him.
Just whack.
The best thing is to go
Well,
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
There's a fresh guy and a at death's door guy.
Yes. So the guy who is at death's door, I'm gonna use my bonus action Polar Master attack,
Excellent, yeah.
which that's cocked. Nat 20.
Nice.
Nat 20 the guy in death's door. How do you want to do this? He's
Yeah.
dying. There's no down.
So it's like after, because he just attacked.
Attacking Elizabeth, just stabbing him with the spear.
Yeah. So yeah, I just grab his own spear, pull it out, and stab him through the teeth.
Ooh.
Just like up through the heart
Through
and soft
the-
palate, up into the brain.
Into the brain, just skewered. His teeth fall out.
Yes. See, it's actually because of the TV show Deadliest Warrior.
We watch too much TV.
I know. very much
It's like they test
immediately.
these weapons and have like a
gone.
surgeon go in and analyze the damage. And
It's actually very interesting to see that, like, yeah, let's make these weapons.
no.
That is. Oh, Moses, that was just your
My
pull on.
favorite
Yeah.
part of Forged in Fire
Alright,
is when
so
they
now I have a
do
spear.
tests to see what kind of damage
Let me
it
add
does
that
to
in
something
real
like
fast.
that.
Got a
Sorry.
spear and a quarterstaff.
Those are really perfect W's for that because it gives a very good perspective on what it does.
Yeah, cutting into a ballistic shell head is a lot of fun.
He has a friend who sells weapons, and sometimes he'll have Mason get dressed in red fair garb
And we
and
test it.
video it for his
That's fun.
social media. Anyway.
Alrighty.
Okay. So yeah, so then I'm going after the other guard with my spear.
Yep. So grab the spear, just yoink it out of this other guard, you shish kebab.
I was
Which
looking
that is a
next to two of my siblings when they were really little, but
dirty
I
20.
actually
Dirty
couldn't
20 will
because they
hit.
couldn't.
Sweet. So that is 8,
Mhm.
which I
Yeah,
have,
you've two-handed this.
plus 2. And is that... let me see, Divine Fury. Each of my turns. So that
Yep.
first guard got the
That's
Divine
why I'm
Fury
like,
damage.
between a crit, Divine Fury, Barbarian, I'm like, yeah, he's gone for sure.
Yeah, I should have hit the other guy first.
Ah. Yep.
I'm loving it. I'm not gonna lie.
Alright.
Me and you were more pain than he is.
That
Yes,
is
100%.
a
I love it.
4 points of damage to this
4
other
point.
guard.
Already looking horribly hurt as you draw the spear and slash. This guard has half a piece of mind to lean back and just feel the top of his chest get raked across. You realize he is thinking he doesn't want to be healed.
That is
I mean, there's 6 of you and 1 of him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit him, and then I'm gonna use my movement to like head to where they have our gear.
As you pass him, he will
Yeah, opportunity.
reaction opportunity hit you. That's a 16 to hit.
16 misses.
Yeah.
17.
without armor.
Yeah.
Because
Barbarian.
barbarians have unarmed defense.
Right.
Are you doing? It should be your. It should be 8
God
plus
is my armor.
con plus dex. That's not bad.
Yeah, 14 is still really good, especially keeping in
Yeah,
mind
mine
most
is
commons are
11.
like 10. Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
It's that what like you and Moses have really good armor even without armor.
14 is what I have.
That is Bob. That's your turn.
Just as Moses is running by, I want to toll the dead this last one.
It's a 6 that misses. So that's gonna be a
Yes.
D12.
Sorry.
It's a lot more.
I did not
Almost.
Yeah.
9.
Whoa.
9. Bob,
big old
what is the
bubble.
last thing this
Whoa.
man ever hears?
The same thing that I've been telling all of them.
Just
You
using
have disappointed.
Ramsey's own voice
Yeah,
against
that
them.
was cute.
The last
Yeah.
guard falls down. And we, unless people want to stay and try to go elsewhere, we can come out of initiative as you can all book it into the city.
Let's book it.
I do now need a party stealth check
Oh shoot.
because within a few minutes you will start hearing alarms and shouting occur throughout the city.
But we have
Can
all
I-
of our stuff now, right?
No, that's this is the check to go to
Oh,
where
we
the other
need
stuff.
Can I keep the roll that I just made?
Yeah.
Or do I? Okay.
No, yeah, I still need a group stealth check. This
That's
is
what I was wondering if I could just use my like latest
this is
stealth
the
check
first
for the.
set of section of like, okay, we gotta go get our stuff, so let's hide and get there. So here we go. That is a 13 and a 16 from Elizabeth and Bob.
And that's a nat 13.
Ooh, a nat 13.
Is this like a new round that we're all making these checks?
Stealth checks.
It's a new round,
That's a
yes,
nat
but
13
it's
plus
a,
1.
Because I was just wondering, like, if we all get more actions, can I like give somebody a guidance if they're about to like
For
go
sure.
badly?
I see what you're
So
saying.
whoever rolls the worst add a
No,
d4.
it's just.
Here we go. We've got a
This
13, 16, 14 with 2 nat 13s in there. Moses and Hummer. What did you guys get?
I got a
12?
12.
So I rolled, but then he liked the sound of it, so I re-rolled. So originally it would have been 11.
11.
It's just annoying because I rolled a 20.
What'd you get for Tulio?
Oh, so
A
I
nat
get everybody
20.
because I thought I'd asked if I could
That's
just
what-
keep the last.
Yeah,
one.
that's.
he looked at
But
me
what
like,
did you
Oh,
get?
so it was
Okay.
23. Sorry, I thought you
23.
had that.
Hunk had the lowest with an 11. Would you like to give Hunk
Yeah, so you
a
add a d4
added
Okay.
because I had a guidance.
Thank you,
Some of
Spencer.
the guys I had to make.
Yeah, he did. I was like, oh, they gonna see me, my butt running, yeah. Oh, that's a 4.
Oh,
Thank
That's
you.
a 15.
So 15.
Giving a 15,
Thank
16,
you.
and 23, meaning the majority of the party passes. If you hadn't, that would have been failing her, and we would have been right back in initiative.
Thank you.
I'm just glad we got an action for it.
Yeah.
With 2 nat 13s, here's kind of the thing. Bob and Nana, you guys are running through the city. You know where your stuff is. You are realizing, though, guards are not running out throughout the city. That's actually very important to notice. It's that while there is noise and commotion everywhere, the flow of traffic is all back towards the grinder.
They're checking on.
They are checking on the assets, so to
Oh,
speak.
thank heavens we didn't go
But
there.
Nana and Bob, kind of like for Bob, just like with those priests the other night, how heavily guarded could the palace be right now? You might be able to swing in.
And do what?
Just see the obelisk.
Try to figure out the statue, try to figure out what's going on in there.
Anything we could do to cut off.
I would say
Ramses'
then
power.
split up the party into the most stealthy go into the palace and the least stealthy go find a boat.
Not get your stuff.
Nobody wants our stuff?
Yeah, we need,
Oh, I forgot about that.
we'll need to get our
Okay,
stuff and then head to
so-
the palace.
Well, 3 groups: most, middle, and least stealthy. Middle stealthy will get the boat because you could just kill someone. Least stealthy, yeah, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, it's like if you guys want to split the party in that sense, you could, but we would have to make that split second who goes where.
I'd say we just all run and get our stuff.
Okay.
That's a good plan.
And then we split. Some people get a boat and
Yep.
some people go into the palace. Sounds
I have
good.
a question. If we needed to hide, could we hide in that little weird spot that you can saw like priests in? Because it was like a hole in the ground, right?
It was straight up, yeah, like it looked like an abandoned building, and there was a whole like weird way to get in.
Because there was like the pattern not because nobody let them in, right?
It's true, but
Bubble.
is that
Like
still
that's
the
Was that just for the meeting?
exactly? It's like could it have just been that one spot for the meeting? Because you never know.
I feel like that could be like a plan. Like,
Unless
if
they
we can't
left
get
like a
out.
bunch of magical traps there. Like if I were a priest and had my secret meetings, I would at least set up an alarm or
All right.
something.
Here's the key: as you all go to get your stuff back, you're running through the city, ducking into the alleyways. As a group, here's the choice you have.
Because it sounds so similar to
Um,
Lonnie, and it makes me think of that guy.
The more
It's a mommy
people
thing.
that you have go to get your supplies, the easier the DC, but everyone does have to make it. The less people, obviously, the harder the DC, but it's if you're only sending key people. Like, if you just sent Tulio, it would be a very hard check, but only Tulio has to be a certain DC.
Okay.
More people that go, it does lower the DC because it is that natural. You'll all be helping along, distracting, but it's that do or die. What's your guys' thoughts?
It's like as big as you are.
Alright.
Who has what stealth?
I have
a
plus 2
+1.
to stealth.
4.
Oh, you're surprisingly stealthy for a barbarian.
I have +3.
You are very dex-based, Bart.
How's their board doing on stealth?
+3.
Ooh, it bounced.
So right
And
now
what's
I
their
would say
vision?
maybe Elizabeth and I.
Stuff.
Okay.
That's fine by me because we have most likely we're most likely to hit it.
Yeah.
I will let you know
If I
then.
pick, oh, you're here while you're bardics, right?
Because I'm assuming I can at least guidance myself.
You have at
right?
least one guidance.
I have exactly one guidance.
Because again, it's getting in and out. It's you just got to get in, stealth your way in, grab your stuff, and get out.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you all going to the palace? Is that what the plan is, or like half going to the palace, half going
It's
to the boat?
more you are all here, but it's how many people actively want to try to go in to get supplies. Because the more bodies you send in, the lower the DC becomes.
Yeah, I'd say you guys sneak in, grab our stuff, and then bring it back to us.
Because then everyone else is ready in case shit goes down.
Okay, August, can I ask you a very metagamey question?
Yeah, go for it.
Is the DC feasible with our stats, or would it be?
Your stats? Yeah.
Okay. It's not like I have to get
It's
a nat
not like
20.
It's not like it's a
Be
DC 20
impossible.
where it's like, wow, I have to roll like a 16 or better for both. of them.
Okay.
Like
That's
it's a
what I was
feasible
concerned
DC.
about because if it was going to be a super, super high DC, I'd rather
Well, and that's why
roll.
if you have a ton of people, it makes the DC wildly low. But if anyone fails, that's it.
Right.
It's that we would
Okay.
all be stuck.
I just wanted to make sure before we made a smart
Gotcha.
Okay.
Here we go. Stealth checks from Tulio and Elizabeth.
13. I rolled a 15. Do you want the guidance?
It could get you at least both a 15.
One of us is taking it, so I think you should take it.
D4.
Yes.
What was a plus 30?
So
Giving you
16 and 15?
You both beat the DC 15s.
I kind of was
I
thinking.
was thinking he was 15.
Again, if everyone went, it would have been a DC 5, but if anyone rolled a nat 1, that's it. Like, that's why it's like, yeah, the more the merrier, but Elizabeth and Tulio, careful acrobatics, pushing each other up over walls, grabbing, flipping in. Both of you land inside. Again, many of the guards are gone from this area. You are able to find your supplies. Tulio, easily again picking a lot, getting everything out. You guys have the party supplies and are heading
Are you
out.
saying I should beat them?
Awesome.
Now, as a
Now
party,
more stuff done.
everyone, you've got your stuff back.
So is our goal to go in the palace now, or is it to just leave?
Y'all can go to the
My goal
palace.
is to just leave.
I will not let him put that in his mouth.
I know that they want to
You
go to
know
the
it
palace
goes
to see if they can figure out what the heck it is.
Yeah, because if we don't have to come back to Egypt, I think that would be better.
Probably true. Do we all go together? Stealthy.
I'm gonna go with this right.
I think so.
I do not want to go into the palace because, especially with my armor on, I have disadvantage. So I can go get it.
I will say, you could choose not to don your armor yet, but it's then you have a lower AC.
I'm still not good with this stealth, so I would rather stay outside the palace and go. Wait, would my stone cunning thing potentially help with the statue?
If the statue's made of stone.
What is it made of stone, y'all?
I mean, it is
My
an obelisk
worry
that
is
shouldn't
the
look
longer
Yeah.
we stay in the city, especially in and near the palace,
Okay.
the higher the chances that Ramses just comes and kills us. Like,
I will not
My
don
dude
my
does
armor.
live
I will
there,
go
guys.
in.
There's also
and
the
I'm
chance-
sure he's heard the alarm by now and probably knows it's Moses that broke out. So like, he's
I
probably
will
coming
say,
for us.
Moses, you speak Egyptian. They are crying for Moses in this room. So, like, this is.
So I personally don't think getting close to the palace is a good idea, purely for the reason Ramses is probably right there.
It would have been. That's why I gave the Nat 13 choice earlier. It's like now would have been that, like,
And now we
you
kind of
have
lost
that
opportunity.
exact opportunity to just slip in.
Alright,
But
but we've
now
lost
it's like, ooh,
opportunity.
it might get harder now.
Okay, so let's just leave.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want
Alright,
to risk it.
I
And I know
need-
that makes it less information-wise,
Yeah.
But we
But
still got
it's
a
better
ton.
than not being dead.
I will let you know.
Come back when we're higher level.
We now just need one
And of
last
course,
party
it'll still be
stealth
hard
to
because
get
by
to
then
the
it's
port.
possible they'll have finished the anniversary deal, but
Oh, baby. Were
Here we
there
go.
dice in here?
Nope.
Stealth, you said?
One last
Yes.
party stealth of let's get out of the city. I'll let you know I have made 2 different DCs behind the screen that I've rolled.
okay.
Okay, I'm doing this without my armor.
I rolled a 23, so I'm going to again reserve my guidance for whoever needs
I
it
have
most.
an 11.
I got
Gotcha.
8.
I got a 7.
Oh,
I got an 8.
we're screwed.
Holy
I
Does-
got a 13, 14,
Elizabeth got a 15,
15. I was wrong.
23, so
You
8,
might want a bonus action.
11, 8, 8.
7.
Oh,
We're screwed.
7, 8, 8,
Yeah, we're fine.
11, 15, and 23.
I gotta think. So who?
Nana got the 11.
I was gonna say if I give my guidance to Nana and she gets high enough, would that make like a
Might be
majority
enough.
success that would help us?
If it's one of the rolls I had.
I'm gonna give it to you and hope for the best.
Okay.
Come make a box of
Roll a
doom,
four.
D4.
Oh, box of doom.
Please
D4.
roll a
This,
four.
this has got to be
Do I
in
just
real
roll
life.
this
I
one?
think if you roll a perfect 4, we'll
Yep.
be fine.
Oh my gosh. We can blame dice, August dice if it doesn't work out.
No.
It's a 1. I will let you know.
Dang. Sorry,
There
y'all.
are 2, shall we call it, factions looking for you right now in terms of amounts of people. One of them rolled a natural 20. One of them got an 11.
Oh.
Meaning, with even a 1, you know.
We made
So at least we evaded one of them, and the other one we were never going to unless we rolled wildly high.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are almost out of the city.
So close.
The docks are before you. It's that question now on the minds of, do we steal a boat? Is that too obvious? They do have a navy. Do we make a swim for it? Brave
We
the
cannot
flora and
swim
fauna?
far enough.
As you reach
I don't
the
wanna
city,
brave hippo. Sorry.
Moses, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh
Oof.
boy.
Wow.
Okay. That is 16.
16 will beat the DC. You're not paralyzed. As
Oh.
blow darts come out, Moses, you feel one puncture into your arm. Pull it out quick, feeling that still burning sensation as your body quickly works its way through this like almost poison feeling. You turn. There is a group that is looking at you all from out in an alleyway that have hooded cloaks on and blow darts.
Is this the priests? Would we like recognize this as priests?
They don't look like the priests.
Okay then.
The priests were tall and fat. That very different. These look like normal people.
These are people who are kicked at Moses for killing their children.
Quite possibly. I will say,
It's fair.
only Moses was attacked. 2 of the attacks did miss there. I tried attacking 3 different times. 2 still missed your armor class. As this happens, they don't attack. I will say we're not in initiative. Just the darts come out, and they wait.
Alright, everybody gets Moses.
Everybody hates Moses!
Yeah.
Everybody hates Moses!
We keep running?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep
I
running.
think our plan is steal a boat and run away.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you pass the?
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, okay. So we don't
Yeah.
have to like carry you along.
No.
I
Not
think it's there
paralyzed.
waiting for him to just kind of like get paralyzed, and it hasn't happened.
What if
Oh,
we
that might be-
pretend it doesn't see
Ah.
what they do? But then we're stuck in the city longer. I mean, it's like.
Yeah.
I'm getting out.
Let's
I'm
just
running
get
for a
out.
boat. They can dither as much as they want. I am
Yeah.
spending
Cool.
get
As
out.
everyone goes, I need everyone to roll initiative. As stuff's about to happen.
Rick.
Here we go. Did anyone get a 20 or higher?
Let's see
Oh,
what
sorry.
happens.
People are still rolling.
Hi, buddy.
13.
Oh.
14.
Here we go. 20 or higher? No one? 15 to 19. Tulio?
I got a 16 on a nat 13.
Okay. Nana?
17.
Excellent. I will give something to Tulio then. 10 to 15.
10.
10 for Moses.
13 for
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Hunk, 13. Bob.
11.
And Elizabeth.
14.
What is he doing?
He loves pillows. He loves crashing on the pillows. And he's also obsessed with his mommy and his dad.
Here we go. Let's make a roll for the group of people.
I'm so thrilled, man.
There are days where it's nice and days
Uh,
where it's like
Yeah.
That is a synthetic 18. So they do act first.
That's not good.
Moses, 3 more shots are coming at you, my friend.
Of course.
Here we go. Against your AC, that's a nat 1. That misses. It's a nat 5. That misses. And, once again, that's a synthetic 20. So, Moses, I need you to make me another con save.
Okay, yeah, that passes easy at 18.
18.
Plus 7.
3 more darts. And now that you're ready for it, you are batting them away with this spear, but one of them sticks in your neck and you just kind of rip it out as fast as you can. They're trying. That will make Nana. That's your turn.
Question, did we have... I don't think I had time to don my armor, but I should have my weapons at least.
Okay. Yes, you do have weapons.
Excellent. I am going to... I still don't have extra attack. How far away are the enemies?
Right now, they seem to be about 30 feet away back in an alley. So movement could run up, but it's again, everyone
I'm
else
just gonna
is
chuck
going
my
towards the boat.
spear, I think.
Okay, go for it. I will let Tulio know you're on deck, and that's where we'll get your nat
That's
15.
a 6 plus 2, so plus 7, so does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit their armor class.
Did not think it would.
They are kind of heavily armored. Under the cloaks, it would seem. Nana, as you throw the spear at Tulio, I will give you this on a nat 13. these people have been watching you for a while, you feel.
He's happy.
Oh my
Again,
goodness.
it's not just the fact that they
His last
shot
person is just like
Moses,
he's crying.
it's
It is.
they're watching. Why are
It's
they
like the
just
double
now
shot.
trying to paralyze Moses? Again, I'd say too that it's very much a rogue kind of thing of like they're not trying to kill him. They could have killed him a while ago. It's like they are trying to capture him and only him. So why?
You're not
Do
paralyzed.
they want to torture you
Was that?
special?
He was never paralyzed.
No.
Oh, huge
When
facial.
you say been watching us for a while, what does a while mean? Like, well,
A while in terms of as a rogue, they got the jump on you and you have no frame of reference for how long they've been there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Again, basically a very metagaming. They got the nat 20 to find you. It's not like, oh, they could have done this at any point. Like, wow, how long have they been watching you? But why now? Why Moses?
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm not sure what the distances are in terms of any of these boats, but as a rogue, I could like run action dash and bonus action dash if that would get me far enough to then like duck down into a boat for like cover.
Yes, it would.
So I would like to do that and get cover and be like, guys, let's go.
You duck into one of these boats that is docked here. Elizabeth, that is your turn.
Am I near any of them? Wait, look, quick question. They attacked. I got super distracted by William, and I am so sorry.
Totally fine.
So just to recap, they tried to attack Moses
And
twice, and they
No
got
one else?
once, but didn't infect him.
Yep.
Has anyone else done any damage to any of these people?
No.
nope, and they haven't damaged any of the rest of
Let's
you.
just
They
go.
haven't even shot any of the rest of us, and I just got a thing on my nat 13 if they've like been watching us for a while and only now chosen to do anything about it, and all they are trying to do is paralyze Moses. Like, why are they acting now, and why this very specific thing? And I didn't want like.
Okay,
I
this
did
sounds really dark, guys, but I'm down to kidnap one of them so we can ask questions.
Bring along a friend!
That would
Like,
slow
I
down our
need-
escape, though.
It might, because if they're not willing. Yeah.
Right, we need questions, and so either we. Okay, here's my opinion. Either we
Yeah.
stop initiative and just talk to them,
Yeah.
or we steal one of them, knock them out, and then take them with us.
Steal a
I
friend.
also just sprinted to a boat and ducked down like under
Yeah,
the
so
hull to get
Tulio's
cover.
giving some good cover, maybe
And
eventual
I'm just
cover
like,
fire.
let's go, guys.
Yeah.
So can I just yell at one of them and ask, what do you want with him?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Can any of us give her help or no?
Unfortunately, we are into like an initiative,
Okay,
so it would have to
it's
go.
one turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Persuasion.
You got this.
I don't got this. It was a 4.
That was a 4. You yell as they don't move. Again, non-blinking, just waiting.
That's creepy.
So if I go up and punch one of them, will they
They might scatter. Yeah. Do you want to? Like,
Like, I'd rather us be
Yeah.
able to leave.
okay,
If
Yeah.
I mean, I want answers.
go up.
I'm going
Yeah.
to. I don't want to, like, kill
You've got your
one of them.
weapons back too, so it's that you could do a non-lethal, flat of your blade kind of
Okay,
smack.
I'm going to do a non lethal attack with my greatsword.
Yes. So running up, just kind of like, almost, it's not like a true death strike, what we call it, but taking the sword and just like using it as a club.
That's a 10 to hit.
A 10 will not hit the armor class. As the second you close in, all of
Actually,
these
I
figures,
still have reckless attack.
you do still have reckless attack.
I will reckless attack because they're not attacking me. Oh, that's good. It's a 19.
19 will hit. I will give you a choice. One of them looks very brawny, like broad shoulder, like fit. The other two seem much more like lean and spindly, like in and out.
Which is the one that's been attacking Moses?
All three.
Oh,
Well, they each get attacked to go.
Okay.
Blow gun.
I'll just do the one that's closest to me. Is
Go
there
for it.
one that's particularly close?
The one that's closest is going to be one of the spindly ones.
That's mine.
Yeah.
That's 14 damage.
14 damage. Immediately, the other two look in that kind of panic sense, not that they're afraid, but like, dang it, this isn't good.
Oh wait, then I think it's a +2 because I'm still raging.
Oh,
So,
16?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this
I didn't
person's
realize you
looking
didn't have
hurt.
that
As they look hurt, that will bring us to Hunk's turn. Hunk, you watch. Elizabeth goes in and just club, like, boom, slam one of these three into the wall.
And And he doesn't go down.
Doesn't go down, but the other two are now like, we don't like this.
Can I slam the same one?
Yeah, go for it. Just kind of run up because you got your Bayard back, so you can just.
Is Bayard non-lethal?
Bayard, you can choose for it to be non. Very much kind of like Star Trek. How we're gonna flavor it is
Like
like
the
I'm
face?
shooting you with bullets, but rubber bullets now, right? Like, yeah,
Because I do think we should capture one of them and then run.
for sure.
It's the same one that I.
Yeah, the same one.
We'll capture him.
I like
So,
this.
Capture plan. We will show them our non-violent ways by force.
Does a 24 hit?
24 does it.
Okay.
That's already 16 points damage from Elizabeth. Let's see how much you do here.
And Yellow Bear is 2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, the Bayard's a good weapon, man.
2, 6, 8 plus 4, 12.
Well, so 28 points of damage. This person now looks horribly bloody,
Oh, we need one
as
more.
just labor breathing suddenly
Put
like,
in a divine
Can I make a divine smite on that?
jeez. Yep, you can.
Where is
Add
that?
in some d8s.
So she's up this way.
Oh, good job.
Do you want to do level 1?
Oh.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So,
Roll.
so 2
7, 6, 13.
13 radiant.
Can I object and direct throw him over my shoulder if he is down?
41 total points of damage. Will down this creature.
Okay, object and direction over my shoulder.
And
I'm ready to
you
run.
just.
Alright,
it's
run.
gonna be next turn you can run, but for sure.
I love that you're not.
Yeah, you did
Well, let's go. Let's go.
I
We
try
don't
to
have
use
time to wait
creature when
for
you
you to
don't
do that
know
on
what
your
it is,
own.
because like
It's so
creature
long.
is
Oh,
very
I thought
ambiguous.
I missed something while I was thinking
No,
about
you're
it.
good. You're good.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, I use creature to keep it very open until like, oh, it's a humanoid, or it's a person, or it's a monster, like stuff like that. Hunk and Elizabeth, you successfully down one of these people and just grab them.
Kidnap
That's Bob's turn.
The Lord Edith and the Lord Yoiketh away.
To the two remaining ones,
That's so fucking funny. I can't do it right now.
Yeah, you haven't heard that before?
No,
That's,
I have.
that's a
but it's
Terran
so apt.
Christiansen. Thank
I
you.
love it.
That's a Terran bear.
Bob.
to the two remaining ones, can I make a persuasion check to, like, essentially the same thing as Elizabeth?
Yeah.
We didn't come seeking violence. Why are you doing this?
As your friends are beating up one another.
But it's not her. It's
Yeah, we didn't come seeking violence. Yeah, this wasn't our intention.
persuasion.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good. 12.
12.
Nothing.
Yeah, the other two are more like gearing up now. Like they are like no longer using blow darts. It looks like they're like, all right, we're doing this.
Then in that case, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on
Sanctuary.
Moses.
Dang it, that's a really good spell.
What does Sanctuary do?
I pick a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they have to pick someone else or just lose the attack.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
amazing.
I kind of have something I'll do. You cast this bomb. First of all, I do need an Arcana.
Arcana, yeah.
A sanctuary spell on Moses, making it harder to attack him. Because first they have to even succeed on the check.
7.
You look so pleased.
Spell does fizzle out. You go to cast this, both of the figures react though. They see Sanctuary start like this magic that kind of then dissipates, and both of them like go from looking at Moses to looking at you.
Oh, shite.
Well, I
Bob,
think I took the target off of you.
Moses, that's your turn.
Okay.
Tomato.
I know, really.
Yeah, object interaction, scoop up Bob.
For protection.
It's a Bob shit.
So Tulio's already at a boat, right?
Julio's at a boat. Moses and Hunk have, and you and Nana and Bob are just that like middle of the.
Well,
Okay,
we're
great.
not against
I'm gonna
objectification in
run.
this party.
And then how far away is the boat from me?
From you, you would have to use a movement and a dash action.
That is fine. Get me on that effing boat.
But what I was gonna say is it's still gonna take another turn that lasts 30 feet because again, Tulio did a action dash, bonus action
Yeah.
dash just to get there. Like it's that like fun like sprint along the dock, duck over into the wood of the boat. So you're like on the dock over water now and so close to a boat.
Okay.
That will bring us back to the top of the order. One of the creatures that in the hoods kind of like looks at Elizabeth and Hunk as they've grabbed one of these compatriots. Again, non-lethally, but still grabbed. Still yoinked.
Yoink,
Oh,
double yoink, triple yoink.
Here's what's going to happen. One of the creature's turns is going to say in a pretty masculine voice from what Hunk and Elizabeth can hear, grab him, and is going to cast a spell on the third. So
The one that I have over my shoulder?
No. It's the two remaining, like, look at what's going on, see what's going on, say grab him, and he's casting a spell
On the tomato or on the one over my shoulder?
on his friend, on the complete third one.
Oh.
Not the one on your shoulder.
Oh.
That is...
So there were 4 total?
No, 3. One's on your shoulder, 2
Number
here.
1.
The other two, one of them is
A is on your shoulder, B is casting a spell on C.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 2 of them
Good way to
left.
put it.
And they
Like,
I don't know
he's
who's on the
casting
third
I
there.
feel like that's
Exactly.
pretty bad.
So, because this is the haste spell, the person C
No.
books it,
And
closes,
they're not having any trouble with their magic?
runs completely down, is going to use one of its actions to
Would I have an
dash.
attack of opportunity?
you would
I will take an attack of opportunity and see if I can get him to stop dashing.
go for it. Yeah. I will let you know though, you're either going to have to crit and somehow kill, or you can't because you don't have the sentinel. Object or opportunity attacks are the only like I can hit you because you're leaving me. So you can still make it. So go ahead and roll to hit.
That's a 16. Does that hit the AC?
16 does not hit
Okay.
AC.
Well, my reckless attack.
Reckless attack will give you advantage. Yep. Because you can reckless attack on technically any of your
Oh, that
turns.
doesn't hit either. It's a
Does
nine.
hit. You go to hit. You watch. You bring like your sword in, and this creature now pays. Jumps, puts a foot on your blade, and uses it to propel off and book it down the alleyway. Nana, it's gonna pass you. You do have an opportunity attack as well, as it's running after Moses,
Excellent.
because it's using its double movement and a action to dash towards Moses.
Alrighty, let's see if I hit with my great sword. That's an 18 to hit.
An 18. Oh, excuse me. Haste gives it a +2 to its AC. It does not hit.
Dang it!
Because I was like, oh, you were very close. Unfortunately, it does have a +2. Right?
I had dreamt of having haste cast on Rapunzel, and it never happened.
Yep.
Instead, we just have freaking enemies.
The creature
I'm pretty
is
sure I
going
remember
to
Jim casting
close
haste on
completely
Tom
with
once or
Bob and
twice.
Moses.
Yeah, I
Hey, great
know, 'cause
opportunity
that was
attack.
The most
Cool.
rounds
Pull our
we ever
master.
had
Go
at
for
that
it.
party.
Did you say he's closing with us?
was
Yeah.
looking for a ring of haste or
He just
something.
ran down the dock
Obviously
after you
never let
guys.
me find
I
it.
think there's no such thing because that's just too
Okay,
primitive.
that's a 16.
Neither
16
did
does not
Greaves
go.
of Defense.
You going
Yeah,
as the
honestly.
pole arm comes down, you take the spear, whip it around, and you watch the figure with one arm just boom, boom, and you hit the side of the forearm, and you hear the spear crack against it.
What the heck?
Pushes aside, is going to try to grapple you. We're gonna make opposed strength. You are raging, I believe.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
No,
as
raging.
well?
Unfortunately, no. Because this
Raging
is,
would have ended by now when we
oh,
left.
you're right.
Oh,
Thank
so
you for
we
keeping me
would've
honest.
had to do 2 rages, right?
The opportunity attack is because most had the pull arm where it's like because of the
Gotcha.
reach. It's that like, oh, I can use my longer weapon.
So what
Uh,
checks are they?
This is
Athletic?
opposed athletics.
Okay. What did he
No.
get?
Don't roll. That's a nat 20.
Keep it that
Well,
funny.
he
If
gets
you
a
can nat 20, it's a roll off.
Nope, that's 17.
On a
Plus two.
natural 20, all you hear, stop in the name of God. Boom, boom, and
You used the
grabs
right
you by the
words.
neck. Not like Ramses did. This isn't like a neck, but this is a very much like around your collar. Brings you close up and underneath. Piercing hazel eyes, tanned face, dark black beard.
Is it Jethro?
You see the face of a man you knew once by the name of Joshua.
Joshua!
Oh, no way!
You are coming with us if you wish to save these people,
Yes.
blasphemer. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
That was awesome.
Cool.
Thank you all so very much for playing.
You
Thank you
were
all for
so
listening.
close.
I will see you all next time. Bye.
I was like hunkered down in the boat, ready to